Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I'm back with another one. Today, we are looking at a rematch of the season finale in the XFL conference, the St. Louis Battlehawks versus the San Antonio Brahmas, except this time, it was for the XFL conference crown. Last year, obviously, Arlington at a 4-6 record coming out of the regular season and was able to come and get a dub in the XFL championship game. But this year, Arlington was not able to rally late in the season. We ended up having St. Louis Battlehawks versus the San Antonio Brahmas in the XFL Conference Championship game to go to the UFL Championship. It was a really hard-fought game by both squads. You look at the turnover statistics, and you might think San Antonio won the game, but they really handled business in the ground game. They really dominated the game on the ground. St. Louis was able to run the ball a little bit. They were over 100 rushing yards, but if you look at the Brahmas, they had 213 rushing yards, which is, St. Louis didn't even have over 100. They had 86 total rushing yards, so not great. 3.9 yards per rush. The Brahmas had 6.1 yards per rush, which is phenomenal. 213 rushing yards. Anthony McFarland was really big for them. He had a really long 70-yard touchdown run that really, opened things up for them. But he was able to get 111 rushing yards, 115 yards rushing on the ground. And Lovett had 83 rushing yards on the ground. So I'm going to be looking at some of the top plays. I'm not going to, do the whole highlight. I don't want to have a long, drawn-out highlight, but I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below, and we will get straight into it. Okay, so St. Louis started with the ball. They tried to run the ball early, and they were not able to find any success. Obviously, I just went down the line of their rushing stats. They only had 86 rushing yards on the ground, and that is not going to be great for you, especially in a conference championship game. And then also, they didn't seem to be connecting on all cylinders early on in the game. You had a drop right here from Sailors. You had another drop later on in the game from Akem Butler early on in this first quarter. And it just seemed like they were just out of sorts. I think they also had a turnover in the first quarter. Well, they only had one turnover the whole game. I can't remember when that turnover was for them, but they just didn't seem like they were clicking early on in the game. I think this is that drop from Akem Butler in the same drive. 3rd and 10. Two drops in the same drive. You see AJ McCarron scrambling out. Akem Butler, who this last week won Offensive Player of the Year for the UFL, ran like a sail route to the left and just dropped it. I don't know what the lights are like in that stadium. I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. Definitely got to catch this. Definitely being the Offensive Player of the Year. Got to bail out your quarterback, but he just was not able to come down with it right here. I mean, you see it right here. Just unfortunate. Just probably tried to look up field too early. If you look at him right, I mean, he looks like he's got his eyes good. Sometimes it just slips through. Hate to see it. San Antonio got the ball back. They weren't super successful on the ground early either. St. Louis was really standing up tall, but eventually they were able to get things going. You see them running this little spot concept up here, spot route by the number 1 receiver, a corner route by the number 2 receiver, and a swing route by the running back. He's supposed to be your horizontal stretch, but that corner's already out there, so you don't really have to, he's not really doing a lot of work. It's easy for Smith to just come and sit in this window and get the ball. Easy throw for Garbers as well. Not a first down, but I enjoy breaking down that concept. Got a little mesh on the inside with the in route coming in behind it, and the one-on-one corner or the one-on-one out route by Kirkland down here. Really good route, really good body posture at the top of this route. No wasted movement. Really good ball from Garbers on 3rd and 7, where you got to be big. Really big time right there. I'm really interested to see how the 3rd down numbers are going to turn out for the UFL championship game between the Stallions and the Brahmas, because I don't know the Brahmas numbers, but I feel like the Stallions are usually pretty strong on 3rd down comparatively to the people they play against. So, okay, following that 3rd down conversion by the Brahmas and Jontre Kirkland, They're going to run it up the middle with Lovett, who's running through a wide open hole in the middle, and he's getting really good yardage. Looks like they're running split zone here. Seemed like they were running a lot of inside zone throughout this game. Them and the Battlehawks both running quite a bit of inside zone throughout this game, but you see the split zone right here with Bam and the tight end across. Good contact right there, but from the tight end, and really good run. Way to finish by Lovett right here. Here you go right here. You got the RPO. Not even RPO, the play action to the running back with kind of rolling everybody out. Jontre Kirkland coming on an over from the backside. Garbers is able to find him. You see they're running like some sail concept to the front side with, might even be a flood concept with Smith and Stevenson. But I honestly thought they might call a hold right here. I honestly don't know what stopped them from calling a hold right here. But it ended up well for the Brahmas. Jontre Kirkland's getting loose once he gets the ball in his hands. Really, really good. The Brahmas tried to use a little trickery right here with the reverse, and it seems to be fairly successful. They got decent yardage on it. Nothing crazy, but, you know, pretty good yardage on first down to bring it like a 2nd and 3. Not bad. See, that's the thing, too, is like I don't know what coaches expect from those. Like, do you expect it to be a touchdown? Do you expect it to be a first down? Do you expect it to be like an explosive play? Like, I don't know. What are you trying to get out of that? I always think about that all the time. You go right here with Lovett. This kind of looks like split. This looks like inside zone, but instead of like bamming the tight end across, you're sending him up the hole as a lead blocker kind of. Either way, it works and they get the first down. Next play for the Brahmas. It almost ends catastrophically for them. They were really pulling out a lot of the trick plays this first drive. Or this might be their second drive. Either way, they're really trying to pull out some of the tricks right here. And they try to fake the reverse right here with Lovett. They hand it off to Lovett. Got Jontre Kirkland coming around on an orbit motion across the top. Not even a motion because this is after the snap. But you got Jontre Kirkland coming over the top. And Lovett fakes the pitch to him and then takes a massive hit from the, might be a cornerback. Yeah, from the cornerback out there. Really good job from that quarterback. Unfortunate for the Battlehawks. Lovett was right there to recover the ball, but still big time play by that cornerback. Big time recognition. That's good defense right there. Once again, looks like on this play, the Battlehawks are trying to play coverage. Not so sure. I see too high here, but I see this corner playing flat. Let's try low. This might be a third cover 3 weak, cover 3 cloud weak coverage, but the linebacker's also carrying through the middle. It just looks like they're trying to play coverage. They're definitely trying to keep everything in front of them. Definitely feels like a cover 3 type coverage, but Jontre Kirkland's going to be wide open underneath. Nobody even close to him, and he's going to carry the ball inside the 5-yard line. And things like they could, I mean, this Brahmas seemed like they could do no wrong this whole drive. And just when you think they're going to get in the end zone, they honestly get the tight end fairly open. This is a hell of a play. I don't think the commentators during the live of this game really broke down how hard of a catch this really was. But it's like, you got to think as a defender, the ball is not being thrown to you. It's being thrown to an offensive player. So it's like for you to read the quarterback's eyes, read where you think the trajectory of the ball is going, and to make that catch, you know, when he's probably putting a little bit of zip on it too, because he's trying to fit it in there to a fairly tight window. Obviously, the easier tactic here would probably be to throw it up higher. But still, I mean, that linebacker safety, I think this might be a safety. This safety is like in pretty dang good position to make a play on this, no matter where it's thrown. Unless it's thrown really, really well. Honestly, if you float it over really high and really to the back of the end zone, that's probably the best play right there. But he tried to fit it in, and the safety made an interception on it. Really, really, really good play. Really, really impressive catch, to be honest. Hell of a catch right here. This is a hell of a catch right here. Just, I mean, what a play. And I mean, now kind of, I guess hindsight's 2020, because now when you look at it, it doesn't really, like, the way he threw it looks completely wrong. And I don't know, obviously, how they practice this. Maybe it's more open in practice. That throwing window is super open. But, man, yeah, that guy's right there on the spot to make a play on that all day. But the catch, I mean, that's a really good catch. I think that's a hell of a catch. Hell of a catch right there. So, St. Louis takes over on their own 25. So now they're going to try to run it once again, inside zone, split zone for the, might not even be split zone. Either way, they're going to run it with Sailors, and he's going to have a wide open window. Got the tight end coming across on what looks like to be a Bam, kicking that guy out. One-on-one block right there, but the lineman really did a lot of this work, turning these guys, getting this window open, getting up to the second level on this backer. Really, really good job. That's a beautiful picture right there. And Sailors does the rest of the work and gets 19 yards. Really, really good job. And this is when the St. Louis Battlehawks turnover was. It was in the first quarter, like I stated earlier. And it was just on this, I completely forgot. It was on this completely, I mean, if this works, you don't say it's a bad call. But when it doesn't work, it looks like a terrible call. Especially considering they haven't really got things going. Sometimes these are the plays to get you going, though. So, you know, actually they did. I mean, I don't know. Hindsight's 20/20, just like I said on the interception with the Brahmas. It's easy to say after the play, yeah, they should have done this, but that's not the situation they were in. It's a tie game, 0-0. Both people are trying to get sparks going. Obviously, they just had a turnover. They want to keep that momentum going. They're at home. The fans are probably, you know, rumbling right there, but the play just goes from bad to worse. And I don't know. I mean, this isn't a terrible toss from Darius Shepard, to be honest with you. It's not a terrible toss. But I think A.J. McCarron probably had his eyes on, like, these guys, especially this guy. He probably saw this guy come free and is like, oh, my gosh, one of us is getting blown up. And he's not even watching the ball anymore. Next thing he knows, he's like, oh, I'm about to get blown up. Pause. Next thing you know, the ball's right there. He's like, oh, shoot, I am involved in this play, aren't I? And then San Antonio recovers it. Tough break. Tough break. So the San Antonio Brahmas had a turnover early in their red zone. And these are the mistakes that, not that like it's any one person's particular fault, but it's like these are the mistakes that lose you games, especially in moments like this. You got a turnover when they were in the red zone. You are like 3 plays into your next drive in your territory, and you turn the ball over on a would-be trick play. Or would-be flea flicker, if that's what you want to call it. And now San Antonio's got the ball once again in their red zone. And it's not like San Antonio has struggled, you know, moving the ball. They just didn't get it in the end zone. But they haven't had a problem moving the ball at all this whole game. So you got that. Here you go. You get to see it in slow-mo. I honestly don't think it was that bad of a pass. It kind of hit A.J. McCarron right in the hands and face. Gotta make that play. But I know there's a lot going on in front of him. And then he's trying to pick it up, and there's a bunch of yellow jerseys around him. Their guys end up getting on it. That's just tough. So tough. So they're not going to show that. Either way, tough play for St. Louis. San Antonio gets the ball back. Run it to love it, and he's getting nowhere. Really good play from Feeney. They actually did I don't know if Feeney wants to be like an announcer or anything like that, but he did an announcement before the game, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible. You know, I wasn't mad about it. It was pretty good. He might have a voice for it someday. Short pass on the hitch route to Stevenson. Looks like they're just running 3 hitches on the outside. And then stop concept over here. The horizontal stretch with the running back. Looks like he's running a wheel. We actually ran that in college. This was a beautiful play. Let me tell you right now, this was a beautiful play. So they motioned to 4x1. Marquez Stevenson started right here pre-snap. He motions over. So now it's 4x1. You see the safety. He's trying to talk. They're trying to communicate. He's trying to communicate too. I think they're in a quarters coverage. So when I saw this live, I tried to think about what I think happened. And this is what I think happened. They're in a quarters. Usually, I think a lot of times when you have like a quarters coverage like this and it's 4x1, I think this safety's eyes are usually on number 3, just in case anything's coming back across the field. And I think that's what this guy is pointing at, especially now that it's 4x1. It's like, we definitely need some extra help over here. I don't know if that comes from a linebacker. I don't know if that comes from the safety, but it's not going to be the corner, and it's not going to be one of these guys. There's already 3 receivers right here. It's got to be one of these guys on the inside. So I think it's that safety, either way, you see this safety trying to communicate with him too, like, hey, that's you. I mean, there's no way he should have been this wide open. Nobody even put eyes on him except for maybe this guy and this guy. I don't know what my guy over here is watching. Obviously, they're double teaming this guy, like he's staying in his zone, but I don't know. They're gonna be really mad at themselves about this when they watch this film over, because it's like, obviously I've never played defense. I don't know how hard it is to adjust to these. Obviously, you know, the fact that they busted on it means it was something that is kind of hard to adjust to, but it's just like, damn, like in the biggest game, he's wide open. Somebody's got to be there. Tough. Hate to see it. Definitely a quarters coverage. Middle's wide open. That's what San Antonio was hoping would happen, and that's exactly what happened. Great play design by Smith, the offensive coordinator for the San Antonio Brahmas. Great play design. They get the 1-point conversion, making it a 7-0 lead for San Antonio, with Ellison diving over the pylon. It was very close, but he got the ball over. So after a decent run and a couple sacks in a row, San Antonio's got the ball back. These are the mistakes. So St. Louis has not been able to move the ball. They had a turnover right after they got a turnover from San Antonio. And what did San Antonio do from that? They scored. So now, after taking a couple sacks in a row, not really being able to get anything going on that next drive, you've got the Brahmas in a 3rd and 8. They're on the 20. You're going to get decent field position after the punt, and they false start, or they neutral zone infraction. Just tough break. And obviously it's minute, but it gets them closer. You know, it goes from a 3rd and 8 to a 3rd and 3. And a 3rd and 8 is a 3rd and 3 is way more manageable than a 3rd and 8. Let me tell you right now. And what do? They run a one-on-one slant, and they get it easily. Man coverage all around. You see it. He's running with the motion. That's why you know it's man coverage. Looks like a robber in here hanging out, just trying to, you know, spy something. Or it looks like he's honestly doubling Jontre Kirkland, the way his eyes are all the way on Jontre Kirkland. But either way, they get a one-on-one slant with Smith up top. Garbers puts the ball on him. Easy conversion when it went from 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 3. Mistakes that cannot happen in a championship game at all. And then, so later on in that drive, obviously we switched over quarters. This is the first play of the second quarter. You had that conversion on the 3rd down, on the 3rd and 3. That was a 3rd and 8, and then turned to a 3rd and 3. And then you got the gamble on trying to make the play on the underneath. And I don't know if he's in a cloud. I don't know why this safety's coming down so hard, and I don't know why he's playing so physically underneath. I don't know why they're playing this like this. I really don't know why they're playing this like this, especially because this safety has no help behind him. It's so odd why he would do this, for the corner to gamble on the PBU, and then for the safety to come down so hard maybe he was trying to make a hit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to make a play and he didn't think the quarterback was going to put the ball on a line like that. But it's just a terrible break for St. Louis. And the Brahmas and Smith are gonna jog in the end zone for a touchdown. Really, really good. Here you get another look at it. Really good widen and slip from Justin Smith. I really like this wide and slip. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It seems like the corner's giving him what he wants him to take already. He's trying to filter him inside to that safety. Really good job from Justin Smith to get back on his line. So he widens and slips, but stacks. He restacks the corner and gets back on his line. And then Garbers puts a really good ball on there. Nice catch from Justin Smith. Like I said, I'm not so sure why that safety was coming down so hard, but it ends very badly for the St. Louis Battlehawks. Really good catch right here. Really good concentration. Really good. I love that. And then Justin Smith walks in for the touchdown. Here you go. They're going for the 1-point attempt, and Ellison is going to be stuffed. Not in there. Here you go. St. Louis has got the ball now. 1st and 10 on their own 34, and they're going to get the ball outside to the receiver, and he's going to turn it into a pretty good play. Pretty dang good play. Really good job right there. So as you can see down here at the bottom, first play in opponent territory, and they're a little over a minute into the first quarter. I mean, that's not even that bad, but I think that's probably a little rare for the St. Louis Battlehawks, who've had one of the better offenses in the league all season. Definitely a little odd. You got a neutral zone infraction right there. Here you go. Next play on 1st and 5. They're handing it off to Gallman. And as he's done since his college days at Clemson, he's running extremely hard. Extremely hard. This looks like another split zone play, but these linemen are doing something weird. That's what makes me not want to call it split zone. It looks a little differently. I don't know if maybe they're switching that like that because of the way the San Antonio Brahmas front seven or their defensive line is playing it. I don't know. I don't know enough about offensive line play to understand that, but a really, really good run from Wayne Gallman. Really physical run right there. Love it. So now you have a 3rd and 9 for the Battlehawks after a couple of runs went nowhere. 3rd and long once again for them during this drive. They're going to try to throw it up to Akem Butler, who makes a miraculous catch. A really, really good catch. Really good catch on the defensive back's head tap. Any of the superlatives you want to put on it. Really, really good catch. But really good call on the field from the ref because he was out. He was out. When he gained possession, which was like right there, that right foot came down out of bounds. You'll see it again. Bobbled around. Gained possession. They deemed he gained possession right there when his other hand came on it. The left foot's down, but the right foot came out of bounds. So, incomplete. Tough play for Akem Butler. You see him announcing it right there. 4th down. They're going to kick the field goal to make it a 13-3 ball game. San Antonio. So, not a terrible drive. They obviously have been struggling during the game. For them to get 3 obviously is a little bit of a disappointment, but they're still putting points up on the board. Here you go, 3rd and 9 for San Antonio, following Following the field goal from St. Louis, the Brahmas are faced with a 3rd and 9. They're running the sail concept down here to the left. You see, I'm not sure. I think this is Smith trying to take the overtop coverage out of there on either a take route or a fade. You see the flat control down here is with the tight end. He honestly can get the ball as well. He's on an arrow. Looks like he's on like a check protection arrow. So he's little check block and then getting out to the flats. And then you got Marquez Stevenson, who's probably your number 1 read on this sail route out here. Really good concept. Really good ball from Garbers as well. Great ball. That nickel is not in terrible position right here, number 24. And it's a really good ball really good catch with his hands too from Stevenson. 3rd down completion once again as well. 3rd down conversion once again as well. That's something I talked about a little earlier. Brahmas versus the Stallions. Who's going to win that 3rd down battle? 2nd and 10 for the Brahmas. They're going to try to do some trickeration of their own. I think we've seen St. Louis try to do a little bit of trickeration. The Brahmas have ran a reverse with Marquez Stevenson as well, but they're going to try to do the pass with Jontre Kirkland once again on the... Who was it that ran? Was it the St. Louis Battlehawks who ran the fake pitch? No, it was the Brahmas who ran the fake pitch. It was Lovett earlier who they tried to run the fake pitch with, and it went nowhere. Now they're using Kirkland, who starts in the backfield, to do the fake pitch. And it's not going to be there. I don't know if they were trying to get Justin Smith. He's fake blocking right here, and he's eventually going to... But you got to remember, the corners are watching everything, and so are these safeties. They're all seeing it all unfold. But I think they were trying to get Justin Smith. The backside receiver doesn't look like he's running that hard. But it's not going to turn into anything. Jontre Kirkland's going to scramble around and eventually end up with like 4. It's better than a loss or a turnover, or not even a turnover, but a loss, which is what they got last time they did something similar to that. Here we go on the go to number 16, and they're not able to get it to him, but boy, was he moving. Man, he just put a little bit too much arm on it, but he's there. He is there, brother. That was on 3rd down. Now it's I think they ended up punting it away. They're not in field goal range. They're on the opposite side of the 50. They ended up punting it back to the Battlehawks, who only had 7 seconds left or only had a few seconds left. I'm not so sure. 7 seconds left in the half. And they're not going to do much with it. Give it off to Jacob Sailors, who eventually gets out of bounds, but the clock has ran out. And that'll do it for the half. So first play of the second half, San Antonio's got the ball, and what are they going to do? As soon as they get their hands on the football, they're going to start running the ball like they've done all game long at a pretty successful clip, getting 10 on 1st and 10 to immediately move the chains. Now you got Anthony McFarland, who has been, from the commentators on the sidelines and the people in the booth, begging to get the ball, has been chopping at the bit to be able to get on the field and play, and it really showed. It really showed. And man, I mean, he's definitely got some juice. When you see him take the ball on the handoff, little inside zone here, I mean, you just see the burst that he has when he sees the hole. All right, man. You go right here. Got the, kind of looks like he took his diamond release for the slant, but he's coming really flat because of the coverage from the, but I'm going to call this double slants up here. Justin Smith's coming really flat for on 3rd and 5, but he's not going to be able to get to the first down. Really good play from that defensive back. Really, really good play. Now St. Louis has got the ball back, and once again on the ground, they are not finding any success. Defensive end coming around. Really nice play right here. Really, really nice play. Really good play right there. I think that's actually a backer. Really good play from that backer or that end. Either way, St. Louis has got the ball back now, and they're down by 16. So they're really trying to fight an uphill battle, but they got a ton of time. There's 10 minutes left in this quarter, and then you still got the whole 4th quarter left. But you got to go now. I mean, the San Antonio Brahmas defense has been the best defense statistically in the UFL this year, so cannot play around with them. Really good run here from Sailors though to start that effort of putting up more points on the board. Really, really good run here. Physical, super physical run. Jacob Sailors, really, really good job. Another really good run from Jacob Sailors right here on what looks like an inside zone. They're inserting that tight end inside to get a block on a backer, and it's pretty good jump cut here from Jacob Sailors. Really good job to read that, and then the speed and burst to get forward for close to first down yardage, like a yard short of first down. So I kind of, I'm not going to say that. You got a 2nd and 1 here. You got Hakeem Butler at the top, one-on-one route with the corner, and he kind of falls down. Doesn't look great, to be honest with you. It doesn't look like the defensive back held him or anything. Just looks like he lost his footing. But just seems like Hakeem Butler was not, all the way right during this game. Not even that he's hurt or anything like that. It just didn't seem like he was, having his best game. And that's tough. That's really tough. So you got a 3rd and 1 here for the Battlehawks. And looks like what's close to be a neutral zone infraction. They probably could have called it if they were being nitpicky. But they're going to run it with Wayne Gallman, and he's going to lose almost 5 yards on that. And then after that, St. Louis is going to go for it on 4th and 5, and they're going to throw up a high point ball to Hakeem Butler, who has been struggling this game, but A.J. McCarron trusts him. That's still the Offensive Player of the Year. You have to trust him. And what does he go do? He makes you right, even though, that's why he's the Offensive Player of the Year, because even though despite him having a rough game, despite him not being 100% clicking with A.J. McCarron this game, he still is coming down with the ball when they need it. 4th and 5, they're down by 16. 3rd quarter's dwindling down. We need a play. Who makes it? The Offensive Player of the Year. Rightfully so. Then they're going to go to the flats to Sutherland. Really close right here, but the ball crossed the plane on the flats. I don't even know if this is RPO. This honestly does look like an OPO with a rub route down here. Hakeem Butler does not intend to get the ball right here, so this might actually be a design play. But if you're getting man, this is a really good route to run. Honestly can't see the play, but it looks like they motioned him from over there, so that's the read right there. So that might actually be an RPO, but like if you get the right look with this, you're throwing this, and you get the right look because you can see right before they pan to this, he's motioning over most likely from like right here or maybe even right here, but you see a guy's with him. So man to man. This is our man beater right here. Hakeem Butler also knows too. He's like, oh, logged it. Yes, they're coming down. It's man to man, so I'm going to go down and get in his way. Not to make it look too obvious. Still try to run my route, but make him bow around, make him take the long way to get there. And we can get an easy completion to the flats for a touchdown. Really, really good job. Really good job. There you go. I think the ref honestly called it a touchback live, which is honestly crazy because I mean, it looked like the ball definitely got knocked out and everything, but I don't think it was that close. I think, like, especially if you're at his angle, you should see that the ball, I mean, come on, bro. You should see that the ball crossed before it got knocked out, but, you know, that's why we have replay in the world these days. Because refs are only human. They're not perfect. And sometimes you got to have the eye in the sky to get it right for you. Here you go. The double pass for the conversion and for the 2-point attempt. And they got Hakeem Butler wide open. But he just kind of on the sidelines. Doesn't really toe drag it right. And he doesn't get 2 feet down. Tough. Incomplete conversion. It's going to stay a 10-point lead for the Brahmas. Here you go. You get to see it right here. Ball in hands, 1 foot. Hakeem Butler had a rough day in terms of the getting his feet down in bounds. Really rough day. Really, really rough day. And here's going to be the Brahmas' second turnover. This honestly seemed like the point where, you know, the St. Louis Battlehawks were going to, I mean, they did come back. They made it a really close game after this, but just a botched handoff from Chase Garbers. There's nothing else to say about this. Just not a very clean handoff, not a very clean, fake. And he ends up bobbling around. I honestly don't even think it's a fake. I think it's a read. So he's reading this end. He sees the end bite down, so he's trying to pull it. But when he goes to tuck it, it just kind of, squirts around. And Feeney pops it up. They jumble it around, and it ends up in the defensive end's hands. The former offensive player or defensive player of the year from the XFL last year. And he scores a scoop and score touchdown. Mr. Pita. Really, really good job. Making it a 19-15 ball game. So they're right there. You see they drew it out. Trying to read that end. The end bites down. He pulls it, but you pull it and forget the football, my brother. We need that. We need that thing. And one guy tips it up. I wonder if he did that on purpose. We may never know. Pita gets in the end zone. Really good job. Really, really good job. Fortunate break for them. I mean, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, despite St. Louis not firing on all cylinders, despite them not having the cleanest game, despite them not, being able to connect on one point or the other, the offense not 100% flowing, things haven't been going their way. They're still in a 4-point game with a 2-point attempt ahead of us and, a bunch of game left. So, anything can happen. They had their opportunities in this game, but, the San Antonio Brahmas defense is serious. They try to do what looks like a little Philly, not 100% a little Philly special, but they're trying to get to AJ McCarron wide open. And as we've seen all year, this San Antonio Brahmas defense does not play. And they're very sound, and they know what they're doing. They're very confident in their ability. They're very confident in the scheme that they're running, and it showed. It showed. Really great play from San Antonio right there. Really great play. Great eye discipline. Either way, it's a 4-point ball game. There's 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and San Antonio has now got the ball. And they're going to start it by running it with Mr. Lovett, and he's getting really, really good yardage in the run game. Lowering those shoulders, driving those legs, and getting like 8 on first down. That, I'm telling you, 213 to 86, that is a drastic difference in those running totals, and that is 100% part of the difference in this game. 100%. It's impossible to think anything different. You got Marquez Stevenson out here on the sidelines on what looks like a sail route. Sail route to the backside back here. Looks like they're trying to get the tight end out to the flats. Once again, they're getting to that same look they did earlier. Sail route, take route over the top, the over coming across. Trying to get the tight end to the flats on the ghost flat. But he runs into Mr. Pita on the edge. It ends up being a pretty good protection. He ends up protecting Garbers enough to where he can get the ball off. But really, really good play right there. Really, really good play right there. Here you go. They're running it with McFarland. And he's getting pretty good yardage. I mean, the line is just allowing these guys to get the line is getting really good push up front, resetting that line of scrimmage. And it's pretty easy for these running backs right now. At this point in the game, it was pretty easy for the running backs. Now you got a 2nd and 4 after that really good run from McFarland. Looks like an inside zone, but once again, it's one of those where I think the tight ends may be bamming across, but more so trying to get upfield and get insert. Kind of similar to what both teams have been running, but really good run from Lovett right here. He had about 80 rushing yards, a little over 80 rushing yards. Really, really good run right here. Good ball security there at the end too, to be aware. So you got a 2nd and 6 here for San Antonio. And at this point, all they're trying to really do is stack up first downs and let that clock eat. You see there's 2 seconds left on the play clock when they're snapping it. That's going to be how it's going to be for the rest of the game. You start to get in your 4-minute offense right here. They dump it off to Kirkland up here on this, what looks to be a hitch up top. And ball's right at him right as he turns around, and he's getting the first down and then some, in about 11 to 12 yards on that play. Really good job right there. Here you go, the run from McFarland. He's going to be able to cut it back very easily. I think he was trying to, it kind of looked like he was trying to stay in bounds right here. I don't even think the clock stops actually at this point either, but either way, really good run right there to cut it back all the way back across. Kind of looks like they're trying to run that split zone once again. The tight end's not able to get across, but that D end, I don't even know if that's a D end. That kind of looks like Mike Rose, their linebacker. Kind of looks like 26. I can't see that other number. That is 26. He gets way too down in there. He does not keep contained, and Anthony McFarland's able to cut it back. So even though he ran out of bounds, he stopped the clock. That's good for St. Louis. It's not good that you're giving up 8 yards on that play right there. Not good at all. Here we go. They run it again on 2nd down, and Anthony McFarland's able to get the first down. I mean, their offensive line, I'm trying to tell you, their offensive line was the difference in this game. Their offensive line was 100% the difference in this game. Their offensive line kept stacking up first downs. They kept being able to move the ball on the ground. They kept being successful stacking up first downs to be able to chew the clock, and it paid off for them. It paid off dividends for them. They tried to take a shot, and it was almost completed right here. Oh my gosh, so close to completing this right here. They ran a double move. It looks like this. It looks like they're trying to shift the coverage over. It looks like they're trying to run 3 double cloud. So you're clouding down here. It's 2nd and 11. So they're really trying to keep everything in front of them. He's got this third over here. You got the middle third, and you got this deep right third. Watch it play out. 3 double cloud. You see the guy underneath trying to get over there really fast. And you see the 3 high coverages. Either way, he's able to get over top of that corner. I don't know how, but he's not able to make the catch. I feel like watching it again, I felt like if he would have laid out, I think they played it. Yeah, if he would have laid out for this and dove like that, I feel like he could have made it. I really do. Either way, no good right there. Chase Garbers took kind of a hit. They're going to run it on 3rd and 11 and kick the field goal on 4th and 6, which essentially iced this game out of St. Louis's possession. And I'm going to cut it off right there. St. Louis ended up losing the game 25-15. San Antonio Brahmas are going to be going on to the championship to face the Birmingham Stallions. It's going to be an amazing championship game. I cannot wait. The USFL champion, the XFL champion. I know people don't like the division between the USFL and the XFL, but I love to weigh the question. Who was producing the better players, the USFL or the XFL? I'm so glad that they're a joint league now, the UFL. I think it brings much more competition. I think it's been pretty competitive this year. I think we've seen some really good players and plays this year. I think we've seen some really good coaching this year. I'm excited to see how it all culminates in the championship game of the Brahmas and the San Antonio Brahmas and the Birmingham Stallions. It's going to be a really great game. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe. Make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you so much.